Good morning. Saturday morning. I got ready today to film beauty videos, so I feel like I look like brand new. Like, look at this. Do you see? Like, I feel like you end up, not you. When I film beauty videos, I like look like an extreme version of myself, but I really like it. I haven't really done my makeup like this in a while. I'm gonna run through what I have on, and then today the plan is to film an empties video and some of my favorite palettes, like eye palettes and face palettes. I don't know if I'm gonna combine the two into one video or split them off, because as I was collecting, maybe I'll make it two videos. So I haven't chosen what earrings I'm gonna wear yet today, but whatever, this is the vlog. So for foundation today, I have the Tom Ford Traceless Perfecting Foundation. This is in the shade Natural. This is just a slight bit darker than my natural shade, so I will typically wear this in the summer. Like, I went through a decent amount of it last summer, and I'm just kind of slowly going through it again this summer. I really like this as like a summer foundation. I feel like for winter it could probably work, but my skin goes drier in the winter, like most people, and it doesn't sit as pretty. I really want to try the stick because I hear that's really good, and I also really want to try the hourglass one that's coming out. I use the La Prairie in Translucent 2 to set the face. For the under eyes, ooh, it's fuzzy. It's not cute. Do we see any boobs? Okay, anyway. I used the neutralizer from M Cosmetics, the Great Cover Up. This is a really good corrector. I find that as far as some of the liquid or cream correctors go, not a lot of them are good. This one is really good. I would say if you have oily skin, you'll really like this. And if you have like normal skin, like for me, I just make sure I even just in general, when I know I'm gonna color correct, I always really prep the under eye, because I know I'm gonna be putting on at least 3 products, you know, a corrector, a concealer, and powder. So it's just, you know, just kind of knowing what your routine is to make sure that things look good. And then over that, I have the Giorgio Armani Maestro Eraser in number 4. It's what I typically use on my under eyes, and then I'll typically mix it with maybe 2.5 if I want to use it as a foundation. For under the cheekbones, as usual, we have the Ulta Banana Powder because it's brightening and it cleans up things really pretty. So this is, I've hit pan this week. Ulta is, just their stuff is buy one, get one free, which I think is my favorite version of their sales that they do. They do buy 2, get 1 free, buy 3, get 1 free, buy 2, get 2 free. But buy one, get one is like the easiest sale to work with because you only have to like find a couple products. I actually want to do a favorite Ulta products video. I've picked up some stuff that I've really liked recently. Maybe we'll work that in to the videos today. I'm aiming for 5 videos, we'll see. And then for bronzer, I have this Kiko bronzer in Warm Melange. I feel like on the Kiko website there's only 201 now. 200 is sold out, but this is the one I have. 201 is much more, it's for like, you know, medium to dark skin tone. For highlight, I have the Makeup Revolution Ultra Strobe Balm. This one is in Hypnotic. Euphoria is the one that's more pink. These are the ones that have been coming across quite similar to the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish. So here is a swatch of Hypnotic. I think this color is beautiful. It's like a pale white gold that leans quite yellow, but I still think it looks really pretty. I don't know if we're gonna see it in this lighting. A little bit. It's very pretty, but I feel like that's more like, sometimes I really feel like the La Prairie powder gives like a really nice luminosity to the skin. For the eyes, I have the MAC Prep and Prime in medium. This is like my everyday eye primer. Are we gonna focus? Yeah, we can, because is this discontinued? I don't know. I picked this up at a CCO and I just loved it ever since. Sometimes I'll even use it to like fill in my pores around my nose if I really want it to look perfect, because the tone is really perfect. And then I have the eye color contour from Burberry in the shade Midnight Brown as the base. Like an eye almost on a daily basis, on top of using a regular eyeshadow primer, I will use a base, a colored base, and that is the one from Burberry. If you like really like natural neutral tones that don't really change your eye color or your eyeshadow color so much, the Burberry ones are really good. I have MAC Soft Brown in the crease. I don't know why my voice went up like that and that was all deep and froggy. And then I have the Nubian 2 palette from Juvia's Place, which is pretty much all over the lid. I more or less have this, well, here's I've shown this to you guys in a previous vlog, but this color I am obsessed with. So what I have on is Sheba, kind of all over the lid, but then I just went straight over it with Jezebel in order to just make it not so super matte. So I had just a little bit of dimension. That's why I did that. And then I have a little bit of Morocco blended into the crease. And that's it as far as like, oh, and then I use this one, Layla. This is like a dark purple, and I use that kind of as like liner on the top lid and a little bit on the lower lash line. There's a bit of Morocco, this orange shade also in the lower lash line. This is beautiful. I love this palette so much. I feel like it's a really great warm palette, but it's also a really great jewel toned palette. So if you're kind of looking for like a 2-in-1 in that sense, this is an excellent palette for that. Some finishing touches for the eye makeup, the Jessie's Girl liquid eyeliner. This is made in Taiwan. I did not know that. That is kind of cool. And then I have the Huda Beauty lashes in Jade. And whenever I wear these, you guys always really like them. I tend to wear them when I film. I've worn them out once before. I felt a little crazy because it looks gorgeous like this, but when I go out, I'm just like, it looks too artificial for me to like be out in public with this. Maybe if I lived in like a different place, maybe if I lived in like LA or something, I'd be like super comfortable with it, but I live in Ohio. For the lip, I have the Jordana Easy Liner for Lips in Silver Lilac, and then I have the Milk Makeup lip color in Girl. You guys have seen this in my Milk Makeup video. It's very pretty. It's like a really pretty purple. And then on top of that, kind of tapped into the middle, is this Buxom lip gloss in Purple Haze. So this one's quite purple, but it actually goes on fuchsia-y, so it kind of works with this lip. I just kind of really wanted to kind of accentuate the eyes by kind of having the lip mimic it. So we're kind of matchy-matchy today, but I think it looks really good, especially if you have like green eyes or if you have hazel eyes like me. It really amps up the color. I'm like looking at my eyes and it looks so uneven because here's the thing. I have a larger lid on this side, but my actual eye, like my eyeball, my iris is larger on this side, but this has like a smaller lid and it's slightly folded more than this one. So whenever I look at my eyes, I'm like, they're so uneven. But like, I mean, you know, have you ever seen those things where they talk about symmetry and how symmetry is always like really beautiful in faces? That's why a lot of models, typically they often have very symmetrical faces. But then they did this thing where they found like really beautiful women in the world, whether it be like models or actresses or just, you know, royalty, people who are generally universally accepted as very beautiful, and they split their faces and none of them are symmetrical. Like the one I remember the most was like Angelina Jolie, and like they split her face and made it symmetrical and she looked less beautiful, which I don't know, is it possible? Like she is like my paradigm. I'm like, she is so beautiful. I know like her look is not for everyone, but I think she's like so crazy gorgeous. But yeah, that was very interesting when I was watching, I don't know if it was like on TV or if it was on an article that I read, but anyway. Okay, very quickly before I delve into like proper, maybe a different outfit and different earrings to film videos today, I wanted to share with you guys what I picked up during the Amazon Prime Day. Does that even make sense? During Amazon Prime Day. Yeah, so I picked up this bottle of 100% pure organic castor oil from Sky Organics. I'm gonna use it for my brows and for my lashes. I feel like when I was living in Dubai, I tried this for like a hot second and maybe I got like not a good kind of oil. I just didn't really like it. Around my eyebrows, I felt like it was making my eyebrows break out a little bit. After I bought this, I was reading a lot of like either blog posts or just, you know, stuff that people have written or posted about their experiences in using castor oil, and a lot of them mentioned heating it up first in the microwave or something. So I don't know, for those of you guys who have delved into this, like really full on delved into this for like any kind of hair growth, let me know. For lashes and eyebrows, I'm not so concerned about how to use it or how to apply it, but if you have tips, definitely let me know. I've seen that some people are putting it on their skin. I don't know if, I feel like to me it's like a thicker oil, so I don't know that it absorbs that great. But let me know again your tips for that. And then I was seeing a lot of like scalp treatments for hair growth and to prevent hair loss. So let me know what you guys have in terms of experience with this. I picked up the most random stuff. I have this gum, Mentos gum, pure fresh sweet mint with green tea extract. What I like about containers like this is I will keep them in my car, like inside a cup holder. That way there's always gum in my car. I am not someone that chews gum that often. I prefer mints if I really want to like freshen my breath or something before meeting someone or going somewhere, but gum is good for like really quick, so you could chew it, spit it out, whatever, like, you know, that kind of thing. But I just like having the containers because you can keep refilling them. Like I'll just buy like bulk, like loose gum after these containers go away and just like refill them. It's very cost effective. I've also picked up this, it's by Brentmore Crooks, stainless steel iced tea spoons. They're just really big, long spoons. I have spoons that are plastic that also have a straw. So when you're having like ice cream or like a root beer float or something, for that. But I didn't have any like metal ones. This lighting keeps changing. I'm sorry if I look orange or, you know, whatever. But these are so nice. And they were $12.99 or something. The price was like amazing. The sun is like full on coming out right now. I'm excited. I'm gonna lay out today. I feel like my neighbors must think like she's gonna get skin cancer, but I pile on the SPF before I go lay outside. And then lastly, I picked up a lumbar pillow. I know, right? How old is she? Really old as far as my back is concerned. I think the original price on this was like $40, and then during the sale it was like only $28 or something. This is a really nice lumbar pillow. I'm just excited to use, like, I don't need it in my car. I have a Murano. What model is it? Is it 2012 or 2013? I feel like it's 2013. And it has lumbar support, which I love. Like, no, after driving my car, whenever I'm in anyone else's car, I feel so uncomfortable because my back is like so sensitive. So that like, or not, what am I trying to say here? So it has like an actual, like on this side of my seat, there's like a lumbar support button. Like I can like either push out the seat or like reduce the amount of support. It's so awesome. Do you guys know if any other cars that do that? I mean, otherwise I'm just gonna, because my dad has the newer Murano and it doesn't have that, so I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have to keep this car because it's the most comfortable one for me to drive. Anyway, so this is a really nice one. It's like mesh, and then it's like velvety, and then it has like this thing. So I guess you can put it on like your desk chair. I don't need that because I actually, at work, I have one of those exercise ball chairs. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where like, it's like a normal chair, but instead of a seat, there's like one of those exercise balls that you have to like pump air into. Yeah, that's how sensitive my back is. So when I bought that, probably like a year or two ago, I've just never, I don't get any back pain. It looks ridiculous. I look ridiculous, but it is like the most comfortable chair ever. Okay, so we're in the car. What can I do? Let me share my lip with you guys. I have the By Terry Perfect Nude lip liner with NARS Cruising. This is a very light, very pink lip for me, I know, but I feel like my eyes are really smoky and stuff always looks less intense on camera. Like if you see my eye makeup in person, it's really smoky. You know what I've noticed? When I'm sad or like whatever, that kind of feeling, I always do really smoky eyes. Otherwise, if you see something smoky, it's typically because oops, too much eyeliner. Although today that did happen. I was going for smoky and then the eyeliner also got a little out of control. But I wanted to do like a really light lip because the eyes were really smoky. So what else can I share? Okay, I have the Makeup Forever mattifying primer in the center, and then I have the L'Oreal Pro Glow in 205 on the rest of the face, and I think that's pretty much what we have. And the bronzer is the Cover FX Suntan. That's pretty much the eye makeup. What did I do for eyes today? Oh, I used the Chanel, that Desert Quad, and I used just the darkest shade all over with MAC Soft Brown in the crease. Oh, I feel like that pillow is throwing off stuff. Anyway, You know how I was telling you guys about that dream last week, and I fully believe in my dreams. Like, I don't remember my dreams that often, but when I do, they always mean something. And I feel like I've always been really good at interpreting them. In my last video, someone was talking about how like Pisces are super intuitive, and I'm a Pisces. So I always, when I get like a vibe or a sense about a situation or about a person or about something that's like not typical in my daily life, I'm never really wrong about what I think. So where was I going with this? So when I had that dream, I in my mind had a feeling about who it was about or what was going to happen, but I wasn't positive. You know, you don't want to say anything, although that weird creepy thing totally happened and it was like not cool. But I'm kind of sad, guy. Like, not kind of, like, I'm sad right now. Like, I'm just, I remember, do you guys remember that one vlog I did where I was like, you know, 3 times, like, I've said that since I had come back from Dubai. Also, I feel like a lot of people don't realize that I'm divorced. I know a lot of, I often find in the comments, like, I thought she was married. Yeah, so for anyone that is totally not married, otherwise me doing all this stuff is really inappropriate. I came back to the US in 2013, and do you guys see this? When I lay out in the sun, I get this weird tan line right here, so it makes my neck look really fat. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see how fat that makes my neck look? Yeah, I came back in 2013, and my divorce was final in 2014, so definitely not married. I'm so scattered right now. Right, so in that vlog, I said that one more like actual disappointment. It's one thing, okay, I'll just say this, I go on a lot of dates, and a lot of them go well, and some of them you just don't see them afterwards for one reason or another. It's nothing bad, but when you like someone and you pretty sure this feeling is mutual, and then it just doesn't work out, it's very hard to keep doing. And I don't want to put myself in a position where, you know, you somehow start lowering your standards and like everything is fine or anything is okay, like, you know, like, just let me have anything, like, I'll take anything. No, I don't want it to be like that, because I feel like I haven't let my standards drop yet, and I don't want them to drop. So I think we might need to take a breather and just like quit for a little bit, because I don't know if I can really take it right now. So it's really hard to interpret dreams sometimes, and I've been doing it since I was young because my mom has always been really into it. But I mean, you know how it's like, it's never really like, if you dream about someone, I've dreamt about my father coming at me with a knife, but obviously my dad's not trying to kill me, you know what I mean? Like, you have to think about it from a different perspective. Like, maybe he doesn't like something I'm doing, maybe he doesn't agree with some of my decisions, or, you know, it's like always something like that. Or like, if you, what is it, you dream about like missing teeth or like a tooth falling out, it just means like, you know, like some void needs to be filled, like you are lacking something, like you've lost something, you need, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not an expert, I'm not trying to, but I'm just saying, just from like culturally and just from reading books since I was like in grade school, like I've always been into this. Like, whenever they were like, whenever you could choose your topics in school regarding like what you could do a report on, I would choose like palmistry, I would choose dream interpretation, I would do like tarot card reading. Like, I would always choose like something slightly, not of the occult, but like slightly off, you know, like Wiccan. You know, I'd always do something a little, oh, it's getting warm in here. I've been doing really good this week and eating salads for lunch every day, trying to lay off like snacking. I did cheat one day when me and Tracy, we went to Cheesecake Factory because it was the only thing that was like open after we had gone to Nordstrom, and I got this burger. They fried the macaroni and cheese and then they put it on top of the burger and they give you fries with it and it's super delicious. Also, the Kahlua brownie cheesecake is so delicious. I got it for my mom because it was her birthday, but Now I just feel like I need to go look up a recipe for Kahlua brownies because that just sounds super awesome. Okay, I'm in the TJ Maxx parking lot and this guy just gave me this spot, which was so, oh, maybe he wasn't, never mind. I thought he was waiting for a spot. Maybe he wasn't. Whatever. It was nice. It was like, it was being kept from me. Anyway, before I go to TJ Maxx, I just wanted to share with you, I had bought these. They're by the brand My Beauty Tool, or they're wet to dry. There's brush number 21 and brush 21L. They look like those, you know, Artis brushes, but don't buy them if you see them. One of them's $5.99, 21, and 21L is $7.99. It's longer and bigger. They feel exactly like the ones you can get off of Amazon or eBay for like $1, $2. So I still recommend the Misha one. I got the one from Etude House, and that one's okay. It has like an interchangeable head, like you can go from a sponge to a brush. It's okay. I wouldn't get the Misha one. It's the best for the price. I'm in the land of all the Pokestops, so I can get balls and eggs and whatnot, and nothing. Do you see this? This thing. I'm like just one parking lot over and it's fine. And then I come to here and it's pausing. I'm like standing outside like the front of the gym for like 10 minutes waiting for this to load and it won't load. Are you guys having this issue? I feel like anyone that I talk to is like, yeah, it just keeps stopping. Like, and I also, so I went to TJ Maxx to return those brushes, and I went through the whole store, didn't buy anything. Then I went to Target to browse, and then there's nothing. You know when your mood is off, here's the thing, tell me what you guys are like, because I know that everyone handles like sad situations differently. Like I'm one of those people where like I lose desire for all things. Like I don't want to eat, I don't want to buy anything, I don't want to, you know what I mean? And I know for some people it's like they go shopping and they like buy like a crap ton of shit they don't need, or like they indulge and they like binge and they eat, or some people drink, some people drugs, and none of those things do anything for me. I just sit there and I kind of, I don't know what I do. Like I try not to wallow. Like I actually actively try to get myself out of feeling that way, but it's just, I don't, it's so hot. I'm like so sweaty from standing outside for so long, and this thing is still not loading. I probably look really greasy and like sweaty and yucky. Ugh. Actually, should we do a what's in my bag? Here's a Prada bag. I just realized, because you guys ask for it sometimes, but I change my bag out pretty often. So we'll just talk about this little Prada bag. It's, I would call it like their camera bag, but I can't find the specific style online for you guys where it's like black patent with the gold and the red detail. So I usually will try and link below the most similar bag that I can find. So we have some Basha blotting papers, and my phone obviously is in there, and then we have gum. This is like an old Tic Tac container that you just like slide open. I just keep refilling it because it's like handy. So that was like in this first little slot. In the main section, I have a little Prada wallet. It's not that I'm trying to be matchy-matchy, but this is the smallest wallet I have that fits in here, and if I can find this below, I'll link it. But it has just like a little pocket, and then it has places for cards. It has no billfold, so that's probably the only flaw, but I guess I just keep my bills in here. Same thing. I have a battery for my camera, this one, backup one, keys, and then I have this is like the stupidest way to keep my makeup, and it's so dumb, but this is like a little errand pouch. Like I could have used a Tom Ford, I could have used whatever. I keep my pouches. So in here we have Anastasia Brow Wiz in Granite. We have a MAC Patent Polish in French Kiss, yeah, and then a NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Ginger. I use this for touch up on the face. Then I have the what is this, My Favorite Night Balm from C.O. Bigelow. I just have this in here for whenever my lips get chapped. A Kat Von D Trooper, like in a mini size. The By Terry Terribly Down to the List, oh my god, just kidding, By Terry Perfectly Nude Lip Liner that I showed you guys earlier, along with the NARS Cruising, and then MAC Strip Down. I think, is that everything? Yeah, that's all the makeups. that was in the main compartment, and then there's a little zipper. Hold on. Oh, it's already open. There's a little zipper section, and in there I have eye drops, the Roto eye drops. I have a little pill case that has some vitamin B12. It has Sudafed in there from, I guess, that I had put in there a long time ago. I have Pepsid AC for when I drink, and then I have some stronger strength, higher strength, more strong daytime allergy pills. Wow. Okay, eye drops I explained. Oh, and then I always keep like a little sample size. This is the replica Jazz Club. This is a, I've shared this with you guys before in a haul maybe. Not this, but like whenever there's a sample for this, I always get it. It's what I have on today. I use the spray bottle, the travel size spray today, and then this I just kept in my purse as a backup. And that's everything that's in here. I guess I could have put more stuff in here, but I mean, on the daily, I don't know that I like need that much in here. So that makes it easy. And obviously I have my sunglass case, the Marc Jacobs, but I don't, this obviously doesn't fit in this purse, so either I hold it or like I just keep it in my car, and I usually just put the glasses on top of my head. Because I hope this is not too loud, but we got our brushes being washed, and we're gonna be making some Brussels sprouts, the bacon and the syrup, and voila, we're done. This is the, what is it, Brussels sprouts with maple syrup and bacon, and it's basically just the recipe from Food Network. And new plan. But I went onto Bumble, and I know it's like a newer app, and it's probably just something that's like, I know the girl has to message first, but that is okay. Do you know why? The guys are like a bajillion times better looking. Like they're, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's just like a fresh batch of stuff, which is nice. You know what I'm saying? I am like a pancake right now, like a Asian greasy fried pancake. Hey guys, okay, so what is today? Wednesday? Thursday. A few days, a couple days after I told you guys, I was just like, you know, and okay, I know that this vlog is gonna be like a lot of dating rants, but that's just where we're at. So let's just, I promise next week's vlog will be like Trader Joe's, this is what I got at Ulta, you know, that kind of thing. But for now, I cut my hair last night. I always do, I know I like jump into different things, but you remember I told you guys about that video. So I cut my hair again last night. I think every time I do it, it looks better. So I'm thoroughly enjoying not having to get my hair cut. So now we do our own nails, we dye our own hair, we cut our own hair. It's lovely. Okay, anyway, where am I going with this? Oh, okay, so Bumble. I think I should just do a little background. Because a lot of you guys are happily married, happily in a relationship, happily single, whatever it is, and you're not dating. So just a little background. Tinder is a very simple concept. You swipe right if you like the person, you swipe left if you don't like the person. And either person can message the person once you match. Bumble, I feel like it came out a couple years ago, maybe. And the premise is, I think the people that it's created by people who used to work at Tinder. So same concept, you swipe right if you like them, you swipe left if you don't. However, the girl has to message first, and you have 24 hours. There's literally like a ticker, not a ticker, but like it tells you how long you have. And if you don't message them within 24 hours, your match disappears. I believe there is an option for the guy to extend it to another 24 hours, but I feel like, I mean, I'm sure they can use it. If I were a guy, I wouldn't use it. I'd just be like, if you don't want to talk to me in 24 hours, then fuck it, right? I mean, that's just me personally. Like, I wouldn't use it. So, I feel like I like this setup better because I guess initially I didn't join Bumble because I was like, oh, you know, the girl has to message first, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. But then, you know, I kind of like it because, I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, because once you message them first, it's exactly the same as Tinder. So I kind of want to say that I feel like the experience of Bumble will be similar, but maybe better. I don't know. I feel like from just looking at it, everyone that is on Bumble might be on Tinder, but not everyone that is on Tinder is on Bumble. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a slightly different level of guys on Bumble, if that makes any sense. So, but like, let's not get it twisted, because I saw a ton of people on Bumble that I saw on Tinder. I've seen a lot of guys I've gone out with on Bumble. I've seen a lot of guys that I did not want to see on Bumble. So it's still, I mean, guys are guys. I feel like I want to make like it's like a slight confession, but like when I started this round of dating in April, I made a very conscious move to not go for the hottest guy, because that is what I've always done. I always I'm like ashamed, I'm like hiding. I always just go, ever since college, I just go for like the hottest guy, hot, you know, like, and I don't think I've been burned. It's not like I've, like, you know, like the stereotype that there's like hot guys and they behave a certain way. I'm sure they are. I haven't come across any of them. And me and my best friend talk about this a lot. You know, we're both dating, and she's like, you have to try and go for something else. She's like, you have to go for a personality. Yeah, but here's the thing. With my eyes, when I first see you, what am I judging you on? Now your personality. It's like, I can purely go off of looks, right? So I was like, all right, let's try this. But let me tell you, this is what I have found. You can go for fiery hot sauce, medium hot, teriyaki, spicy garlic, honey barbecue, mild. It doesn't matter. Hotness level of guys. They all behave like fiery hot sauce. Like, you're gonna get your tongue burned. Oh my God, they're so hot. Like, it does not matter. So after all this, because I remember I told you guys, oh, you know, I'm gonna go on Tinder, and then, you know, there's gonna be disappointments, and after it happens like 3 times, because, you know, for me, rule of 3, I'm just gonna forget it, right? But you know what? I was just like, get yourself together. Like, who cares? Just keep going, because why? You're taking a break for what? It's not like I'm so damaged that I need to like take a break right now. So with that said, we've reverted back. Hot, 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 hot. Right, swipe. Pretty much, that's what we're doing. And I understand, like, let's not, like, I'm not on some high horse. It's not like I think I can get any guy I want. Like, you know, what I think a hot guy is might not be what is universally accepted as a hot guy. I know for a fact that I am not everyone's cup of tea. People might see me and not even be thirsty. Like, I understand. So I'm just saying, like, I'm kind of more just intuitively going for guys that I naturally gravitate towards, instead of like, okay, let me give this a try and let me give that a try, because you know what I mean? Like, it's I don't even know how to explain it, but you know, you guys, I feel like you guys get me, and sometimes I feel really comfortable telling you guys stuff, because I feel like as an audience, you guys are not very judgmental, and even when you guys like criticize, I feel like it's always almost coming from a really good place. Like, you guys are really awesome, and I don't know. I was gonna get into something else. So I sent my initial matches to like my best friend. I was like, she's just, you know, sending her pictures, and she's like, oh my God, so hot. I'm like, I know. And then she's like, oh my God, that last one's so hot. I'm like, I know. I'm like, if I'm gonna keep playing this game, all the players are gonna be hot. At least from a general perspective, whatever. I mean, I hate talking about like looks, because it's almost like, I hate talking about looks as much as I hate talking about money, pretty much. I don't know why, I just feel those two things are so like, ugh, don't do it. Another thing that I really liked about Bumble, I didn't see as many fish photos. You know how I was complaining about how like on Tinder every guy's like holding a fish, and it's even sad when they're holding like a tiny fish. You're like, okay, good job. You might want to like catch a bigger fish. I don't know, there's just so many metaphors I can go into. Anyway, less fish. There's still some guys with their hunting gear on, but you know, you just, goodbye. Okay, so where else can we go with this? So after like what you guys have seen in the past, I don't know how many vlogs it is that I've talked about like dating, it's kind of like, what is she looking for? What is she trying to do? I mean, at the end of the day, yes, their marriage is like, but I've been married. I've said this before, I've been married. I'm not like trying to handcuff someone to the altar right now. It's just like, even trying to find a guy that you are like wanting to see for like the second time, or even someone you want to see beyond text, it's hard. And I feel like when I do like dating, I feel like it always goes in rounds and batches. Like you start off and for me, I start talking to maybe like 5 or 6 guys, and then maybe you narrow it down to half that. And there's always a front runner. You spend more time with that person, you see that person more, and you still talk to a couple people, but it's like just to kind of maintain contact and see, like, because it's just you haven't gotten to know those people as well, but you like them, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how it goes. So it always goes in rounds. So then once the one doesn't work out, then you kind of start up again, and you might have some residual from the previous round, whatever, you know what I mean? Like you just keep going through. So one of the bigger issues I've run into is, I mean, obviously you're trying to read a person. Like, I think that maybe this is my impression, is that every guy thinks that you're trying to lock them down, like you're trying to get them to be your boyfriend, which, like I said, been married, not trying to like, you know, but at the same time, it's like any kind of, you're not sure if your words or your actions are going to be misread. So a rule that I have made for myself, and this is something I followed since I started dating, like in college, is I never talk about things beyond this week. 7 days. Like I will never, like, I won't be like, hey, in the summer we can, when it's only February. I never do that. I literally, if this is not within a 7-day period, if it's Tuesday, I won't talk about anything about us or what we can do beyond next Tuesday. And I feel like that's a very safe rule. So I don't know. I feel like I come across in a fairly, like, you know, conservative way in that sense. So if and when a guy thinks that I'm trying to, I don't know, ensnare them, but I just, or maybe I have no idea. I'm not the guy. And I feel like when I talk about, it's like I'd love to give more examples and talk about more things, but this is obviously coming from my point of view. They're not here to defend themselves, and it would sound, I don't know, you know what I mean? So at the same time, I feel like when guys are like, hey, in September we can blah, 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 when it's like March, like I feel like when guys do that, it's like, why do that? Especially if your goal is not to see this person beyond. And I know why guys mention things in the future, because it suggests that they're not just trying to sleep with you, and it suggests something future like, but don't fucking do that. Just stop. Anytime any guy says anything about like even a month from now, I'm like, let's not even, calm down. This is how like things like ghosting and like miscommunication and like weird shit happens, and it hurts people's feelings. If you are looking for sex, say you're looking for sex, because it makes it easier for everybody. And if this is for females too, if you are not into this guy this way and you're just looking for fun or whatever, kind of make it pretty clear, because it makes things really easy. It saves people a lot of time, because if you tell me you just want sex, I can like think about it. I can be into it or not be into it, you know what I mean? Like once you know your place that they have in their mind for you, then you can decide if you want to be there. It's really simple, you know what I mean? I feel like that's when the thing becomes weird. Like some people maybe actually don't know what they want when they're dating. Like, oh, I met this person, they're really great. I don't know what I want to do with them. Although I feel like guys generally have an idea. Like this, it's almost like I feel like the second they swipe right, they already know what they have in mind for you. So, I mean, not 100%, but kind of. So, what do I want to... I feel like this vlog is all over the place. Or like this portion of the vlog. I have like thoughts, but they're not like fully collected. Let's talk about ghosting, because I have been ghosted, I feel. And here's my thing. Maybe I'll explain some of my experiences first, and then I'll explain like what my point of view is. So ghosting is never a pleasant experience, obviously. I feel like there's probably like different tiers and variations of being ghosted. But it typically has like this is the pattern I've seen, is like they just kind of stop talking to you. Like it tapers off, like they text you less, or like they don't text unless they're responding to something you sent. Now, I have little patience for this kind of shit. 5 to 7 days, again, like kind of like a week. I won't let it go past a week. I would say even for ghosting, 3 to 5 days. Once I like figure out something's off, I'm kind of like, dude, what's going on? And then just you just kind of have to remove yourself. If there very rarely is a good explanation, I don't think, for ghosting. It's either like they're busy with someone else, or like you were here and now you're here, or like there's very rarely a good reason. Like, I'm busy, whatever. People spend their free time on what they like, on who they like. And in this day and age, it's not like phone calls. Like, a text message takes how long? Exactly. So yeah, it just usually ends with like, it just kind of ends. And I feel like these kind of feelings can be avoided. Like, if you're thinking, oh, I'm not into this person anymore, just be like, hey, I don't even care if you come up with a bullshit excuse. It's better to do it beforehand than to have this feeling of being dismissed, because that's how I feel. I feel like now I've been dismissed without any knowledge as to why or what happened in your life. Like, you feel like there's no value, like you've been thrown in the trash. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get nicer people. They might offer up an explanation that is not so bullshit, because sometimes I'm busy is a bullshit excuse, right? We know that. But sometimes, like, they'll come up with something more creative, or it might be the truth. It doesn't matter, because here's the thing, whatever your explanation is doesn't matter, because I've already felt dismissed. Does that make any sense? So sometimes you get people who are slightly nicer, and so instead of being thrown in the trash, you feel like they've gently placed you in the garbage can and they've closed the lid. Doesn't matter. Kind of the same feeling. Your approach after the fact it doesn't matter. Okay, so now this is I guess I have guidelines for myself when it comes to ghosting. So I just talk shit about people who ghost. Let's just say it's not like I've never ghosted someone before. But these are my rules. I think that I've kind of like, that have evolved. I think that if you're texting and you've never met in person, ghosting shouldn't matter. Like, if you, like, what kind of connection have you formed with the person via text that, like, now they stopped talking to you and you're hurt? People have stopped texting me, and I have stopped texting people. Not a big deal. If you're getting butthurt over something like that, then you might need to get a thicker skin. 2, if you meet and your first date sucks, I'm sorry if the sun is like creating weird shadows on my face. If you meet and your first date sucks, ghosting at that point from either party, I think, is also fine. Now, sometimes one person thinks the date went awesome and the other person thinks the date went horribly. I have had this experience once, and I stopped talking to the person after a couple days. Like, they would text and text and text, but it's like they weren't aware. And I could be that girl that's like, you did these things and that was off. But sometimes it's like, I feel like we're strangers still. Like, I don't really know you. Like, if there's some huge thing that you're doing, like, your mama should tell you, your friend should tell you, your sibling, someone close to you should be like, dude, that's not cool. So I will say, I stopped talking to them, and then eventually I had to just block them, because I was getting messages and I was like, I can't. It was a little creepy. You know what I mean? If someone doesn't respond to you after a certain point, like, you need to stop texting that person. That makes sense? The third kind of situation I feel like ghosting is okay is if it's a one-night stand. If both of you guys understand that it's a one-night stand, then I don't see that, like, texting is necessary the day after. I mean, follow-up is nice. Hey, I had a good time, whatever. You know, that's, I guess, okay. And then kind of attached to that is like a friends with benefits situation. But those things I feel like can get sticky, because maybe at some point someone's gonna have feelings, so you need to extract yourself from that kind of situation once you realize, or you either extract yourself or you need to speak up and be like, hey, I has feelings. So, I mean, it can only go one of two ways. So yeah, that's my spiel with the dating. Oh my god, the sun. I'm sorry, guys. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so I changed the camera angle because of the sun. My feet are completely asleep. I cannot even move. I'm gonna try to edit the sunglasses collection video today, and I'll link it below if I have it, because I know a lot of you guys have been like wanting that video. And I picked up some glasses from ASOS, that like key glasses, like 3 pairs. Some that I had seen when I was shopping the Nordstrom anniversary sale, and I just didn't like them, I guess, in person. Anyway, so those are going back. What else can I share with you? The blog sale I'm hoping to have updated, so check that link also. And then, so anyway, I apologize if this vlog was too much of the dating, but that's just kind of what vlogs are like, you know, like what is my life like at this point in time. Anyway, take care. Talk to you guys soon.